Hi everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Breaking the Lines, our weekly football podcast here at LGMU, and thanks for tuning in with us. I'm Alex, your weekly host, accompanied by my fellow trainee journalist. Roses are red, violets are blue. He loves United, and so will you. Our main man Kieran is in the house. How are you doing, mate?
Hello, thank you for having me.
He can hole out and sink the putt, but will he make the cut when it comes to debating the beautiful game? Wrexham's own Ross is in today's starting 11. All good, Ross?
Hello everyone, happy to be here again. Round 2, let's do this.
And finally, it's been an abysmal few weeks for one of us. From failing driving theories to watching his team lose 4 in a row. Will he jump out the window by the end of the show? Liverpool's own Ed completes the lineup.
Gets personal for me, I see, but happy to be here, boys.
Don't go anywhere, we're only just getting started. We've got 5 talking points for you all today. Firstly, Liverpool lose 4 in a row in the Prem. What's going on? Are United officially back following a 4-2 win at home against Brighton? Arsenal go 6 points clear of City and 7 of Liverpool. Is it finally the year? Bournemouth second, Sunderland fourth, the rise of the teams no one saw coming. And finally, we'll go through some other leagues, including Coventry, top of the Championship, the Classico between Real and Barca, and some EFL Cup previews. Let's have it. What a weekend in the Prem again. Liverpool lose 4 in a row. Ed, what's going on there?
Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible few weeks. I said 4 losses. That's the same that we had in the league in total last season. And 2 of them came in the last 5 games when we already had the league racked up. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say. It's just been a terrible few weeks. I think, personally, Slot doesn't know his best team. He keeps on chopping and changing. I don't know what you boys think, but yeah, it's not been good.
Yeah, for me at the minute, he does seem like a bit like a man that's out of ideas. Like, I just thought that sub at the end of the game, Joe Gomez, who has never scored a goal in his professional career, when you're chasing a game, I just think reminds me a bit of Ten Hag. When Ten Hag first came to Man United, he had that super successful first season relatively, and then in that second season, he just changed too many things, and I kind of feel like Slot's doing the same. But then, how much of that is out of his control with all these signings? Did he really want all these signings, this much change? I'm not too sure, but...
Talking about signings, what a signing Jordan Henderson has been for Brentford. Will Liverpool be scratching their heads on that one?
Well, not even just Henderson, it was 3 of them. It was Kelleher and Van den Berg as well, who had a great game. Recruitment-wise, we need to be careful not to let players like that go again. But yeah, for me, as I said before about Slot, we haven't in the season so far. We've only played the same starting 11 twice, and that was twice in a row when we lost against Chelsea and United. So yeah, he doesn't know his best team, which I think is a major problem.
I think the key outstanding thing is that Slot's inherited a pre-made robust team that Klopp's left him. Right now he's got his default 11 and he's trying to depart from that in the best way he can and put his own stamp on it. But I think going forward, it's going to take him a few months to adjust, ideally. What do you guys think he needs to change?
I just think systematically, he just doesn't. He doesn't know his best team, and he needs to keep players in the same positions. I mean, you see Szoboszlai, he's playing every position really. Even with McAllister and Gravenberch, sometimes they're holding, sometimes they're going up. So he needs to have a proper formation that he sticks to. And I think once the team start playing with each other more and more, obviously they'll feel better. And last season you knew what his team was, his starting 11, and that rarely changed. So
I mean, they've spent so much money to bring in essentially so many new players. Is it a question of players who need time to adapt, or are we past that phase now and it's something more than that, Kieran?
Obviously players like Wirtz and stuff, I do agree they need time to adapt. But you've got Isak and Kerkez. Kerkez especially has been quite poor. I know he scored, but he has been poor. You know, they've played the Premier League. I don't understand necessarily the struggle they're having, but I feel like Frimpong's not done as well as I would have thought he would have done. And I've seen rumours that Calvin Ramsey might be playing, who has not played for Liverpool in 3 years. He's capped at international level, but it kind of just shows the predicament Liverpool are in. which I'm all for, but it's a bit, it's surprising. It is surprising.
Yeah. Are there concerns about Arne Slot at this point, Ross? Losing 4 in a row. Obviously, he had that incredible title-winning year last year. If you're a Liverpool fan now, Ross, where are you? Is it panic land, or are you sitting it out?
I think you're thinking happy days if we look at the strike force, but defensively, the fragilities are starting to come to fruition. I think there was a mad stat that they'd conceded 11 goals in 13 shots in the last 4 matches. That's like an 84% conversion rate for the other teams. I don't think you can ignore that, and I think it was quite evident on the weekend when they were getting carved out from open play. I think Slot needs to sort it out at the back, or he's looking at some problems here.
I'm just going to throw, I saw an interesting tweet, which I'd like to get Ed's opinion on. Obviously, Ed supports Liverpool here.
Big Liverpool fan.
I was reading that Arne Slot has been well and truly forechecked. He won the league with Klopp's squad in a season where every other team was badly blighted by injury. He tried to add in his own players and changed his tactics, but there's lost 5 out of their last 6. He's absolutely useless.
Is that your opinion, Parker? Or is that?
No, that's a tweet I saw from Liverpool fans. What do you think of that?
No, I would obviously disagree with that. I find it ridiculous now that because he's in his second season, you can't count the season before when he won the league. I mean, this is not something Liverpool normally do. He won it once under Klopp, and that was in 30 years. So you can't underestimate his achievement in winning the league last season.
So my concern is, I think he inherited a squad last year where in that particular season, due to the other team's form as well, which wasn't the best, was unbeatable and would have been unbeatable with any manager. Kind of similar to like Luis Enrique's Barcelona, who won 3 Champions League in a row. You could have put any manager on that team, they would have won those 3 Champions League. Do you think that is? Well, would you agree with what I'm saying?
I would just say I remember at the start of last season, nobody really predicted Liverpool to win the league, especially after Klopp left, and the talk at that time was that is Slot even going to make top 4, let alone win the league? So, and even Klopp didn't win the league in his last season. So I think with the squad, it was obviously a very good squad. And now he's got his own players in. I think it's going to take time. But I would also say as well, going back to the Brentford game, obviously the system's not working and it's not good enough, but they also got to put it on the players as well. I mean, I think for the first goal, it came from a long throw, but if you look before that, it was just a sloppy touch from Bradley. So it's mistakes like that, and then the second goal goes through Kanate, and the goalkeeper should do better. So I wouldn't just blame it on the system, but obviously it is got to improve.
I would say he's got a robust squad, and I wouldn't go as far to say if I put my grandma in the dugout, they're going to win, and they'd win it this year. But I think you could put a lot of average Premier League managers in that position, and with that fit for purpose squad, they're probably going to get the job done for the next 2 seasons.
Right, as a Manchester United fan, I'm going to jump in here and defend Slot. I do think that's very.
Thank you.
I think it's very harsh. Like Ed said, Liverpool have won the league, Premier League, once before he arrived, and then he won it. No one expected him, me included, to do what they did. He's had about 5 new players come in. He's lost Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously what happened to Jota. He's lost. Alisson's injured again. Like, there's loads of people that aren't in the squad, and then it doesn't matter if they're £100 million players, I don't think. If you put 5 new players into any team, there's going to be teething issues. So I think Liverpool will get it right. There's obviously little tweaks he needs to make. I do think players like Chiesa deserve more of a chance, but I think Liverpool will be more than fine.
Maybe it's just a question of patience. I mean, they've been used to success now for a matter of how long, how many years. So they're not used to losing 4 in a row. I mean, I remember Arteta didn't always have the best of times up at Arsenal. Now he steadied the ship, and they look like they're going to go ahead and win the league. We'll be speaking about that after, guys. Stay tuned. But yeah, so maybe it's just one of those things where Liverpool aren't used to it. So losing 4 in a row may seem like the end of the world, but maybe in fact it isn't.
Yeah, I'll go on, Ross.
Kieran was saying that his teething issues. I think right now he's being given a full set of turkey teeth. They are ready to go. They are ready to go. He can bite into anything right now with those teeth. This squad will win anything. And I won't say that again, but this squad can win anything.
And they still can. They still can.
Yeah,
they still can. I
would say as well, like, I think the problem I have at the minute with Liverpool fans is a lot of them, in my opinion, are overreacting. As I said, it's not good enough, and I'm not defending Slot to the hills because I think he's got a lot of things wrong. Some substitutions I just don't get, but some of the Liverpool fans, especially on social media, are wanting Slot out, and it's just, I really don't want the fan base to become toxic where it's like Chelsea, if a manager's not won a trophy in a season, then you get rid of him. So I think, as you said, Parker, a lot of patience is needed. So yeah, I think it's fine, and I think we genuinely will get back to winning ways soon. So
what's their next league game?
It is. Oh, I should know that.
Ooh, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah, 8 o'clock.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens there at Villa Park. Let's carry on. A bit of a poem there in the intro from our main man, Kieran. United, are they officially back? 4-2 win at home against Brighton. Kieran, obviously you were there at Old Trafford this weekend. What did you make of that?
It was an absolutely brilliant performance, I thought, from Man United for 70 minutes. Dominated Brighton. Ahmad and Mbeumo on that right-hand side were causing Brighton so many issues. Bruno was less wasteful than normal. He was dictating the play quite well. Casemiro was everywhere. And Cunha is just absolutely magic. He makes me want to go and watch football. He was so good. For 70 minutes, played them off the park. They didn't have a sniff. Lamans had a few easy saves to make, but the problems came when we made the subs. We brought Dorgu on and Mainu, and we were a bit too open then. But obviously, to have Mbeumo there to finish at 4-2.
Talking about the starting lineup, Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko, is that the front three that should be starting every week, Ross?
Yes. Cunha brings a lot of energy to the side. I've noticed how open he is with his shooting. He's willing to let loose on goal. Might not be the United way, but I think it's an exciting way. But Mbeumo's reliable and he's coming in clutch. What do you guys think?
I'd just like to jump in. I don't think that's a front three for every game. Like Amarim mentioned, sometimes if you're playing a really physical side, maybe you don't want Sesko to play because it plays in the hands of the defenders. So maybe you play Cunha as the main focal point there with Mason Mount in the 10. So there's options in the team now. And yeah, if you think United are 2 missed penalties away from genuinely being a couple points below Arsenal, so it's very fine margins. All right, it's very fine margins.
Yeah, so that's 3 in a row now. Forest and Tottenham are next, Ed. Will the United stand be getting that trim?
I mean, that's going to be a bigger game against Tottenham than the Europa League final, I think, if it gets to 4 in a row. But no, I think it's obviously very exciting for United. They haven't won back-to-back games. I know it's 3 now, but before that, under Amarim's tenure. So, yeah, I mean, I think the system's starting to finally work. I mean, you see how fluid it is. Everyone's switching in between positions. But, yeah, I mean, the Brighton game, I think it was nervy towards the end, but for the majority of it, you seemed in control.
Yeah, it was them subs on the 70th minute. Old Trafford was absolutely bouncing. I've not heard it rocking like that for a long time, but it was when Dorgu and Mainu came on. I think the Dorgu experiment has to end, and I would like, as a fan, I would like to see Luke Shaw in that left wing back position with Aidan Heaven, who obviously got an assist on the weekend in the left centre back role. Very good on the ball, strong, confident.
Talking about Kobe Mainu, obviously he wants to get in that England World Cup. He's not getting the game time he wants, and some United fans argue he should be playing more. He's pushing for that loan move. He asked for it this summer, didn't get it. He will push for it again in January. If you're Amarim, what do you do with a player like Mainu? Do you try to hold on to him, or do you let him go on loan, considering obviously the World Cup coming up next summer?
I think that World Cup squad's over for him regardless now, to be honest with you. What United have to do is maybe loan him out next summer for a season, obviously straight loan, but sorry, he has to stay in this January because if Bruno is injured, he's the player that would play in that other centre mid role. So it's a very important season with United chasing Europe for attracting players in the summer and stuff. So same as Xerxes, unfortunately, selfishly, Man United have got to keep both of them, even if they're not playing minutes. FA Cup games come in January. We've got African Cup of Nations. We've got Ahmad, Mbeumo, Mazraoui, all who are going to be going. So there's going to be, I think that starts December 21st till about the 17th of January. So there's loads of players that will be getting more minutes. It's about a 7-8 game spell. So there's games that are going to be hard. So I wouldn't worry too much.
I just want to push in about Brighton there. Brighton, by the way, consistent team. I remember them growing up, constantly in the Championship. And I think people are sleeping on them now. They've got that recruitment on point. Only team, first team in the world to use AI for their recruitment. They've got a big philosophy around the club. They lose players, but they always seem to have a good, all-rounded, solid team. People forgetting they've only lost 2 in their last 9 league games. They're on a 5-match unbeaten streak before losing this weekend. Are people sleeping on them, Ross?
Yeah, they're flying high like the seagulls they are, I guess. The Amex is becoming a fortress. I think what they've got to look at is some of the players, they've got the balance between youth, experience and ability. Just look at Danny Welbeck. He's got the end of his career, but he's still going strong.
James Milner was in there.
Yeah, he's got the appearances. He's up there. The stats don't lie. But,
another assist as well.
Okay, another assist as well.
Someone offended there.
But I think they're recruiting in the right places, and like Alex said, they're living in the future with AI, which is forward thinking. They're trailblazers in that position. But I'm keen to see where they go in the next 5 years.
I would just like to jump in and say, these teams like Brighton that sell all their players, I feel like there is a sell by date. Look at what happened to Southampton. Look at what's happening to Wolves now. You can't just Leicester. You can't just sell all your players forever and it'll be okay, because it won't. Baleba, by the way, he's awful now. I don't know what's happened to him. So I just think, just be careful, Brighton. I think maybe try and keep hold of some players, build a team. Imagine, do you know what I mean?
I think ambition as well. Try and keep your best players.
Yeah.
If you make a team out of what Brighton have sold already, that could genuinely challenge for top 4 at least. So, yeah, I agree with that. Same with Bournemouth as well, but Bournemouth are obviously doing a lot better. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, I think with Brighton, as you said, Parker, they just need to keep on doing what they're doing this season. When they get beat, they don't get beat by many. I know United was 4-2, but they made a good go of it, and it was a kind of a last-minute goal as well. So, yeah.
All right, okay. That was towards the bottom of the engine. Let's have a focus at the top. Arsenal goes 6 points clear of City and 7 of Liverpool. Is it finally the year? Stay tuned.
Audio
1-0 win at home against Crystal Palace. Thoughts, lads? Ross?
Defensively excellent for Arsenal. Defensively excellent. They didn't allow a single shot on target in the entire game, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Defensive solidarity. That's exactly what champions need. Going forward, I think they need to increase the margin of the win, though. They're winning tightly. It's too dangerous. When the big boys come around, the big boys are going to hit them hard. They've got to know how to play. But unfortunately, those big boys don't exist right now. The rivals are slipping and there's no competition. What do you guys think?
I would like to jump in and say I'm absolutely sick of Arsenal. They are 17th in the league for open play goals. They are 20th in the league for expected open play goals. And I just feel like with all this set pieces, obviously it's working for them, but all the set pieces and stuff, other teams are taking note of that, and then it's becoming.
But it's still working. Why would you change something that's still working? I get where you're going.
But other teams are trying to
tactics are becoming like a trend now.
Yeah, like when Pep came and everyone tried to play like that. That made it worse. Now everyone's trying to play like this, and it's I like when Burnley do it or Everton do it. Long throws. Brentford are kind of the worst for it actually. Yeah. But it's this isn't the Arsenal I grew up on. Do you know what I mean? Beautiful football.
But I think Arsenal fans will argue they got to the point now where I think they don't care how they play. They just want it so bad. They can't keep on finishing second. It has to be they have to lift that trophy for Arteta's legacy. He wants that statue outside the Emirates. It's maybe and I think Arsenal fans will take however they play as long as they end up with that trophy.
Watch them finish second again this year.
Do you think?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Hoping.
8 points clear they were in 22-23 in March. And they were better then, in my opinion.
That leads me to a question here, Ed. Will it be one of the biggest bottle jobs in history if they don't win the league this season?
I mean, what are we, 9 games in? It's early to judge, obviously, but the way it's going, I think they need to win it this season, especially with how the other teams. I think City are creeping up, but Liverpool aren't on it. So, and I think with Arsenal, especially with the squad depth, I mean, they've not really got an excuse not to win it. If they run deep into the Champions League, I think they've just got to deal with that. And yeah, they need the Premier League so bad. So,
Ross was mentioning the defence, how defensively sound they were. Can I just put out there, yeah, Gabriel and Saliba were signed for combined 60 million, highest of the century, that is, lad.
Yeah, no, they're class. And also, I think it's good that the squad, as I said, squad depth. I mean, that Cafe and Mosquera came on and they just fitted in so easily. I don't think they've got, even if Gabriel or Saliba were to go out injured, they've got great backup.
What do you think, Ross? Do you agree with Kieran? Do you think they'll bottle it, or do you see them going all the way this year?
I think we're on for one of the lowest scoring points tallies in Prem history if you take Arsenal out of the equation. It's just a case of how much they can run away with it, I think. If you had to ask me, it's the question of how far they just have to be ahead at Christmas to hold on. But it's that defensive aspect. How can you beat them if they can't concede? From David Raya to Timber to Saliba, that back line is looking solid right now. Dumpty's not going to fall off that wall, trust me.
I'm just going to bounce off what Kieran said earlier. Obviously, I understand his concerns and they are relevant. Let's just look at things here. They've already played United away, Liverpool away, Newcastle away from home. That takes pressure off some of the biggest away games of the season. Compared to last season, they're not dropping points in the open bracket smaller games, if I can say so. Remember last season, Newcastle, West Ham, Palace, they dropped 10 points to those teams, which they haven't done this time round. It just proves what I was saying last week with the mentality is there, the squad depth is there, the experience is there, the youth is there. Everything just seems to be ticking. Yes, they're not playing the best of football, maybe the most exciting of football, but I don't think it matters, especially with teams, if we can say, dropping off, obviously, the Prem. We know how competitive, we know it could all turn around after Christmas. We get towards March, April with the Champions League getting mixed in. But I do strongly believe it is Arsenal's year. Yeah,
maybe. I just think, I think the Newcastle win this year, that was fantastic. That was superb, genuinely great win. But the other big games, Liverpool are clearly there for the taking, and they absolutely just bottled it and they stayed their own half. Man United, who finished 15th last year, they went to Old Trafford and scored because a goalkeeper punched it in the net. I just don't know if this will carry on. I don't know if I'm hoping it, or I don't know why, because I'd rather them win it in Liverpool. But I do, with that squad, they should be better. I think they should. This is normal. And I think they've still got a weakness at striker. I don't back Gyökeres to score more than 12. So.
By the way, what a disappointment in FPL he's been. I mean, I've kept on to him from the start. Abysmal.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. I mean, I was watching the game yesterday. Arsenal didn't have a shot until the 32nd minute, and they had 72% of the ball. So, yeah, I mean, they need to do more when they've got it, which is a lot of just passing around the back, and that's why I can see other fans getting frustrated at how they play, because it is so boring. But it's needless to say, Arsenal fans will not care.
He's struggling for goals, but has anyone heard that chant about him? The one about him leaving his girlfriend or something and coming over to school?
Give us a rendition.
I can't remember it.
Is this Gyökeres?
Anyone got it?
Oh, no, I don't know that one.
We'll have to pull it up now.
Edit it in.
Chance this season, honestly.
We'll have to edit it. Right, let's move on now. Talking about the smaller teams. Bournemouth 2nd, Sunderland 4th. The rise of the teams no one saw coming. Régis Lebris is the manager I want to talk about. His work is incredible, to bring in as many players as he has into that squad and to get them ticking so quickly shows managerial power for me. Any thoughts, lads?
Yeah, I have a question for you guys. Sunderland obviously doing brilliantly. Do you guys think it's the tactics, from the manager, the overall system, or is it just the fact they've added so much new personnel with Xhaka, Mukiele, obviously Chris Riggs another year older? Is it the tactics of the manager, or is it just because they've added so much quality to their side?
I think the signings have helped. Obviously, I mean, Xhaka is just a great signing, but I would definitely say the system, because you see with a lot of promoted sides, they come up and try to play the same way they did in the Championship, and it just doesn't work. I think with Sunderland, what you see, they play 5 at the back, or they switch up to 4. They play against the position rather than with the system. So I said they're very smart in that aspect, and the manager knows what he's doing. They get behind the ball, and when they've got the ball, they break. So I think they're just very smart with who they come up against, and obviously it's working a treat for them.
And very smart with the recruitment as well. I mean, they just haven't brought in anyone. I'm thinking, Enzo Lefebvre, proven in Ligue 1, proven in Serie A where they signed him from Roma. You've got Mukelia, but right back from PSG. Young, exciting players, Sadiki, Traore, Isidore, top, scored another goal this weekend. They have got it right with that system. Question is, how long can this last? Is it just a fluke at the beginning of the season? But I mean, 17 points in after 9 games for a promoted team. Surely they can't go down.
I think they'll be okay now, because I think West Ham and Wolves are obviously doing so bad. But I want to shout out all 3 of the newly promoted teams. All of them won this weekend. And I have a tweet from the summer where I was arguing with some EFL fans, and they were saying it's just going to be the 3 relegated sides going down every year. But I just want to go back. Football's in cycles. That happened in the 90s before, and then obviously promoted teams will stay up again, obviously. And I think all 3 have a great shout to do it. Burnley, Scott Parker, he's proven in the Championship. He's got 3 promotions, I think, from the Championship now. So he'll want to make his name in the Premier League. And then Leeds, they've got a brilliant midfield there with Stach, Tanaka and Ampadu, and obviously Longstaff's there as well. So I think all 3 newly promoted teams have a great chance of staying up. I would probably move this on to Ross, and I will ask him which is the promoted 3 do you think is most at risk of going down? Burnley, Leeds, Sunderland.
I think if you go off history, I'd probably look at someone like Burnley. And do you know what? If I had to put another argument to you, I'd say the higher the position they came up in, the more likely they are to go down usually. It's usually the playoff side that survives the easiest, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you go back to the Bournemouth thing, between them and Sunderland, they're daring to dream. They're willing to tread on toes. They're not just playing the game, they're playing the man in front of them. And right now, they're taking it to these big boys at the top. And I don't think there's a limit to that. I think we can expect big things if they hang on till Christmas.
Definitely. No, I agree. I mean, if you look at last season, Leicester finished 18th on 25 points, and Spurs, I can't believe Spurs in 17th with 38. I mean, Sunderland have already got 17, so I don't want to say they're safe yet, but I mean, it looks dead on, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, easily. Sorry, yes, they are safe. I'll answer the question, yeah.
By the way, on Wolves, Derby County in 2007-8 had more points and obviously had a win at this point of the stage. So Wolves are on course for a disaster season. Yeah. The whole team, the managers, players, arguing with the fans.
I watched that game last night. I really do feel for them. There is a lack of positive energy at the club right now. Rock bottom on 2 points. You're asking who do you think is going to go down. I'm just looking at the table right now, yeah. Got West Ham obviously in 19 if they're in crisis mode as well with four points. But then again, I think West Ham's just one of those clubs where I may be superstitious. I just can't see them going down.
Yeah,
I just think they're one of those clubs. They've got the players. They just need some. They'll bring someone in who will get them on a 5-6 winning streak towards the end of the season. Just keep them up. I do think Sunderland will stay up. 12 points ahead of the relegation zone. I'm not going to say they'll have to bottle it to go down, but I do see them safe. Question is, Nottingham are there 18th, 5 points as well. Sean Dyche is going to do what Sean Dyche does best and keep them up, stay that ship. So essentially, we're maybe looking at two promoted teams going down. Sorry, Leeds, Burnley, and maybe Wolves. That's where I'm heading for the moment.
Do West Ham have the quality when you think about it? Because they've got Jared Bowen, but I don't think Paqueta hardly ever turns it on. I don't think they've got a striker, and that centre back pairing.
The slowest centre backs I've ever seen in my life.
Good. Yeah, who is it? Mavropanos and Gilman. It's the goal. Ariel and got. It's just. I think they're going down.
Terrible.
I'm surprised Todibo isn't doing good there. He was kicking up at Nice, and it just seems unrecognisable since he's transferred to West Ham there. Yeah.
They are down. Wolves and them are down, in my opinion.
I think it's always the same with West Ham. I mean, I watched the game on Friday, and I think Bowen was in and out. Paqueta, I thought, had a good game, but it's just not good enough when you're relying on 2 players to win you every game. And I heard Carragher say they've just got no pace in the squad at all. I mean, they got Somerville who can go at defenders, but there's no one on the bench that they can bring on who's going to hurt.
Wouldn't it be hilarious? Yeah, let me just put that out there. I say every year,
I want to see Millwall get to the Prem. I really want to imagine your away days, lads. I mean, let's have it. Wouldn't it be hilarious if the year they finally come up, West Ham go back?
Yeah, that would be class.
West Ham are asking for it to go down, to be honest with you. Andy Irving, or whatever he's called, is playing in midfield, yeah? Do you know they haven't actually officially announced him as a signing? He signed 3 years ago. He signed from some Austrian team to improve relations between the clubs, got loaned back to them, never announced on deadline day, and then he was just there at the start of last season. So
yeah, I do remember seeing him like start last year. I was like, I've never heard. They
never announced him as a signing.
He's woeful as well.
Yeah, Sky. I'm pretty sure Sky Sports put in their match preview. West Ham give a chance to some young players, Scarles and Andy Irving, but he's
going to push in there, boss.
I'm saying you sounded like the Wellston Raider then, yeah. You want some? I'll give it to you.
Right, okay, Lee. We've got some other leagues talks about, Coventry top of the Championship, the Classico between Real and Barca, some EFL Cup preview this week. Let's carry on. Coventry, they haven't lost a game in the Championship since losing the final to Sunderland in May. That was over 5 months ago. Frankie Lampard, is this the biggest managerial turnaround in the last 5 years, Ross?
Yes, it's like a person who's just come out of a relationship and they've bettered themselves. He's come back better and evolved, and he's out to put on a show now and embarrass everyone else. I think we're looking at a masterclass here. I
feel Kieran's disagreeing. He's looking at me like, what is he going on about?
It is. They've come back evolved, and I think he smells blood. This is it for Lampard.
I actually wasn't going to call it a managerial turnaround because I actually think he did a good job at Chelsea because he had a transfer ban, obviously, and he finished fourth in his first season. In his second season, they were top of the league in December, and he had a few bad games and got sacked. And obviously, Everton wasn't the best, but my God, they are a basket case for a club. So I'm happy he's found Coventry because I do think he's a good manager. I remember his first game was a draw against Cardiff. And I think to get Coventry, it's a great club, good fans. Their stadium is Premier League ready. I've been there, and I think they would be a great addition to the Premier League. And they're just so fun to watch. Don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch them much, but they are brilliant.
Yeah, no, what is it? 8 wins, 4 draws, no losses. I mean, they are flying, and I'm happy for Lampard. I agree with you, Kieran. I think he is a good manager. I remember when he got sacked at Chelsea the second time round, when they got battered at Arsenal, I was like, there's no way he's coming back here. But no, he seems to be smashing it, so fair play to him.
What is he known as? Is it something like the most intelligent man on paper in football? 12 GCSEs or something?
It's just Fat Frank for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about, obviously Ross as a Wrexham fan, your team is sitting 16th in the league on 14 points. Not too far off, only 19 points in the playoff spots. How do you feel? Are you happy with that? Obviously, them coming up again this year, another promotion. What are your expectations this season?
This is probably ideally where I think we'd like to be sitting right now. On a serious note, I think the aim is to avoid relegation. That is it. Just, consolidate and but dare to dream at the same time. If we find ourselves in the playoffs at come the end of the season, happy days. But if not, then we're probably just looking to consolidate and survive. But that league is a hard one to get out of, and we could be there for a decade if nothing gets better or worse.
And is it a bit too early to speak, Kieran? I'll just give you that top 6 for the moment. We've got Coventry obviously in first, Middlesbrough second, Millwall in third, Bristol, Stoke, Charlton. Any surprises there at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, obviously you would have expected your Leicesters to be doing a bit better. Sheffield United, you'd definitely be expecting them to do better. For me, I thought Ipswich would be the best of the 3, but I do like that it's 6 sort of new clubs. I know QPR's doing well again. I'm a big fan of QPR back when they were in the Premier League. So I think, if any of them 6 go up, even if it's just one, that'll bring entertainment to the Premier League, a new different type of club. It'd be lovely for Coventry to go up. Bristol as well, they probably deserve it. They were not, was it about 2018 when they were knocking on the door? They got to an EFL Cup semi-final. They beat Man United actually 2-1. So I think I'd like to see any of them teams go up.
It's early days, Southampton sitting 20th with only 12 points this season. Maybe Saints fans will be a bit unhappy with that.
Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the Championship, it's just mental all season round, so it can easily change after a couple of results. I mean, you look at Stoke, they were hanging on to the last game of the season, last year, so, and now they're flying, so it can all change in a matter of games. But yeah, I would like to see a team, I mean, like Stoke, to be fair, I wouldn't mind seeing Stoke back in the Prem, or Coventry as well. But yeah, it's with the Championship, it's always mental, so any team can go up, which is why it's considered one of the best leagues in the world.
Yeah. Shout out to Sorba Thomas for Stoke, by the way. What a season he's having.
If he's watching.
If you're watching, mate.
Yep.
If you are watching, because I know you scored against Wrexham and you're getting booed by the idiot fans, so keep doing your thing, man.
Oh yeah, also, just very quickly, massive game for Wrexham in Cardiff coming up. When is that? Is that next week?
It's actually tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
So
right.
I will be going to the game in the Cardiff City end. And we will prove why we are the biggest club in Wales. So yeah, it's on, mate.
It'll be a good win for the Dragons, honestly. It'll be.
There's actually no chance that.
I'll be there eating my sandwich.
Listen, I'll be on that pitch. I'll run on that pitch before.
My boys, PSG, we've retaken control of the Ligue 1 after Marseille lost 2-1 to Lens. You know, there's only 4 points. By the way, there's only 4 points here between the 7th and the first place at this point of the season in Ligue 1. That is very rare to see. Usually we're flying ahead 10-15 points. It is a close one, and if you look at that big six at the moment, all the big teams, they're all at the top of the table, which is usually rare to see if anyone's been following what's been going on in Ligue 1.
Why do you think that is, that this season it's a lot closer? If PSG not dropping off, but do they need to obviously improve, or is it more that other teams are just playing a lot better this season?
I mean, obviously I think we weren't used to losing that early in. You've got that loss to Marseille away. Arguably, we could say half the team wasn't there. You know, they were all at the bloody Ballon d'Or. Yeah.
What about the Club World Cup hangover? Maybe could that explain it as well? Obviously,
it's possible. I don't think there was a bit of a drop off after obviously the Champions League. When if you see how they're playing in Europe, you know, playing 2006, 2007s up front against Barcelona's and performing at that level, it is mental. But I think it's good that there is a bit of competitive side in Ligue 1, because people do go on about how it is a farmers' league. I do heavily disagree on the fact that Ligue 1, how many experienced players, including Messi and how many others, have come to Ligue 1 and said it is the most physical league out of the big five. And you know, if you take in Serie A, Bundesliga, I do heavily agree that there is a bit of lack of quality, because obviously I think a lot of people don't know anyone outside of the Nices, the Brests, the Lens, the Marseilles, the PSG. There is a lack of quality in mid-table. But yeah, do you think, I'm just going to put that out there, do you think it is the worst of the big five leagues?
I
think the lower end of the table maybe, but like I don't know, Bundesliga.
Yeah, I was going to say Bundesliga.
Yeah, Bundesliga probably. Yeah, like look at what was it? Frankfurt got battered by Liverpool 5-1.
Yeah,
I think English teams. It's hard because I think it's relative, because English teams I think really suit playing German teams, but obviously you've got your Bayern Munich who are brilliant. So it is hard to tell, really. I think Premier League's probably the best throughout. Serie A's a bit messy as well, to be honest. But yeah, it's hard.
I think we're starting to see more and more English players playing abroad. You know, I remember growing up, you know, even on FIFA, you know, you remember you used to go to the Ultimate Team to try and get those green links there. But there aren't that many English players playing in the Serie A. I feel like there's more and more now. I mean, does that mean something? Are English players discovering quality aboard? You know, how could you explain that, Ed?
Oh yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I think it's a great way to go about it. To be honest, if you're not getting games, I mean, see Covey Maynard wanting to leave. I mean, and looking what Scott McTominay's done, for example, I think it's a good prototype to go off, because you're getting more game time. You're still playing.
Mason Greenwood at Marseille.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even Tyler Morton at
Lyon.
Lyon, yeah, he's tearing up. So yeah, no, I think it's a great way to go about it. And yeah, it's just good game time in good standard of football. And otherwise, what are you doing? You're playing second fiddle in the Premier League.
Well, you've got to go and get these games. You've got Lewis Ferguson, I believe, that Bologna. He was one of the best players in Serie A last season. And it's a way into first league football. Angel Gomez went to Boavista for a year, you know, before going to
Lille.
Was it Lille? And now he's at Marseille, one of the biggest clubs in France. So it's like one of.
Not Z.
So it's like I think you'll see young Portuguese players come to the Premier League. I think players need to be more open to it. You know, Wales have had some that's gone abroad, like Ethan Ampadu and stuff like that. So I think
on the opposite side, it's interesting because a lot of players from Ligue 1, when they do go to big leagues like the Prem, very often they do take time to adapt because there is a level in quality. And I'm thinking of Nicolas Pepe, most expensive African player of all time. What happened when he went to Arsenal? Obviously, Saliba's done really well at Arsenal. He moved from Marseille. Is there that much of a big difference in quality between Ligue 1 and other sides, Ross?
I think these other leagues are a good place to go if you want an easy paycheck. Look at someone like McTominay. Maybe he was struggling at United, but he goes and tears it up for Napoli.
Kevin De Bruyne doing.
I don't think he was struggling at Man United.
I think it's a step down.
This is the biggest Scott McTominay fan I've ever met.
Step up those numbers and bring down the quality. That's how it works. No offence to the leagues or the players, but it's just I think the Prem is the best league in the world. The pace and everything, the physical strength required. Just look at De Gea when they brought him to the Prem from Atletico. They had to strengthen that guy up to even survive.
I do think that's why there's so many fans from other countries who support teams from other countries, because they just look at the Prem, and it is obviously the best league in the world, but there are so many fans who have come in and just start supporting other teams. Obviously I'm kind of against that. I'm all for supporting your local club. Is that bonus for the Premier League, to have all these fans from other countries, which makes it more inclusive, or how do you perceive that, boys?
I mean, it's going in. I think it all ends with greed when you talk about the global attention is. But I mean, you see the La Liga, the proposal to play one of the matches abroad in Miami. So I mean, it's all good having a global fan base, but also got to be careful that it doesn't turn into something like that.
Have you seen where Serie A are playing a match?
No, go on.
AC Milan are playing Como in Perth.
It's just mental.
Weird.
Imagine one of the Prem games being played in different countries. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's all marketing though, isn't it? People ask me, why do you support Wrexham? But I just say, you just know them as a team on Disney, but they still know who they are. Mm-hmm. It's all a marketing game.
Have you always supported Wrexham, Ross?
I am a North Walian born and bred.
Have you always supported Wrexham, Ross?
I was seen at Old Trafford at the age of
okay.
Real Madrid, Barcelona. Real Madrid getting the win there. 5 points clear at the top of the table. I mean, I do have a problem with Madrid. I do feel like they're one of those clubs where they are kind of like Barcelona. Sorry, Kieran. I do feel like they're heavily protected by the UEFA on every level, by referees, but it doesn't matter.
Is this Real Madrid?
Yeah. Real Madrid, yeah. And I feel like they're just sad losers. You were going on about Vinicius complaining when he came off, skiing through the tunnel. I'm thinking of the last 2 Ballon d'Or ceremonies. Do you know what happened with Real Madrid?
Classless.
When they knew that they weren't taking any trophy, they just boycott the Ballon d'Or. I mean, they tell the press that our players can go if they want to, but internally we just know that they're sorry losers. I mean, next year, you can bet anything. If Mbappe has a delight of a year and he's probably in there to win it, the whole squad will be there, Perez will be there, and that for me just shows something which I don't really like about, because it says a lot, doesn't it? And for a club that big, I think they should be ashamed of themselves. Am I being a bit harsh or?
No, I fully agree. I mean, just no sportsmanship at all. I mean, they're doing well this season. I know it's early on, but it looks like, especially with a win over Barcelona, they're going to win the league again.
Talking about fans who support clubs abroad, people going about Paris and the Liverpools and all of your fans don't come from where you're from. Look at Madrid. How many people are rocking a bloody Madrid shirt but Grimsby?
I did have a few when Gareth Bale was there, I'll be honest, but I now hate it. I just can't stand him. And Barcelona, the game was actually there for them. Fermin Lopez, a few times he was through. Rashford was free on his left, and it was just Barcelona, the young players, they were just a bit selfish. And I think that's a big lesson to be learnt there, because obviously players like Carvajal, he embarrassed himself yesterday.
Yeah, he was having a go at
Yamal. You're welcome for Euros, mate.
I think they are 2 teams that make your hair stand up. After the game, I went for a shower and I was listening to Ala Madrid in the shower. The neighbours were probably getting absolutely.
Do you know what? I actually don't think that's a joke.
Honestly, I've learned a lot of Spanish as well in that shower. Honestly, it was brilliant. But no, Madrid and Barca, they're those teams. They're iconic. You grow up on them, and they never get old. They could get relegated, and they'd still have that presence in the Spanish sphere and world sphere.
Who's winning La Liga then? Do you reckon it's wrapped up already, or?
I think Real Madrid will probably win that.
Madrid in April, probably.
Yeah.
Madrid. Alex, Madrid?
Yeah, I think it's a bit too early. The big 2, they do tend to drop points towards mid-season. So if I had to place someone else on it, I'll say Madrid. But time will tell.
I'll do a little quick fire of all the leagues. We'll do an early prediction.
Oh yeah, go on.
So obviously we've done Spanish. So English. Ed, who are you going for?
It's got to be Liverpool, obviously.
Alex?
To win the league?
Yeah.
This is. You said Liverpool.
Yeah, that was
You're
a
off your head?
bit of sarcasm. I mean, a bit more optimistic. I'll go with Arsenal. They've got to win
Arsenal.
No, Arsenal, yeah.
Arsenal.
Man United. Okay,
Okay.
now we'll go for Italy. I'm going to go for Napoli.
Yeah, I'll back you on Napoli. I'll go Napoli.
An interesting one because, obviously the big teams up top, it is getting kind of close. I think it's going to play out between Napoli and Inter.
By the way, did you
when they get face to
see
face.
McTominay's goal against...
You know,
Did you see it?
again, the biggest McTominay fan
Did
in
you
the
see
world.
McTominay's goal against Inter?
Yeah, I did. He was.
Oh,
That was McSaucy.
and
McSaucy.
Ross, who's going to win? Inter?
Napoli, and I think it'll be just
Napoli?
as tight again. They could go to the final day then.
Right.
Let's just get it through Ligue 1 PSG.
Yeah, and Germany by Munich.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty obvious.
PSG, easy.
Great. Thank you, lads, for tuning in with us today.
Cheers, boys.
Kieran, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Ross,
Thank you
we're
very
with you
much.
every week. Next Monday we'll be here 11:30 as usual. Thanks for being with us.